I think they watched.
So wrong.
I think they watched that game, and we're going to see how they attribute that to the next game
and
here.
I explained to you why I don't think they'll switch up their ban strategy and then they just first ban Mordekaiser. Then there's a Rumble ban, so they did do their homework. Rumble very, very strong in Rumble. And
Yes.
an Ashe ban. I mean, Ashe is, I don't think there has ever been a period of League of Legends where Ashe wasn't a perfectly alright ban. Twisted Fate ban, and wow, look at game. Vladimir ban. They're just like
One,
that.
two,
Yes.
three.
Wow, and the Anivia ban. Very, very quick there. So Vladimir and Anivia, two very strong AP heroes taken out. And there is a third very strong AP hero, Rake, playing Brand again. He did not do badly against CLG at all, I thought. It was really good. Intrigued playing the Janna and a Nunu jungle. Very, very offensive jungle pick. Darkness on the Nunu. Rake told me before the tournament that he considers himself a gank magnet. Let's see if he can live up to that reputation.
Maybe we'll have to see how aggressive he plays and how far he pushes himself up in lane, feeling, you know, all right. We do see a Nidalee coming out here. That's going to be very troublesome for XAN at this point in time, as well as a Sona, the double heal coming out.
Nice.
A Nidalee farmed late game can burst heal very strong, and that cooldown is not that high.
That Nidalee is going to go to Kevin, I am 99% sure, and he is an amazingly good Nidalee player. So there aren't many very good Nidalee players in Europe. I would say Soas from Team AAA is probably the best, but Kevin is really, really good on her as well. And we have Lee Sin, the blind monk, picked for Team XAN, and Annie as well. I'm very happy to see Annie. So we are actually playing with a patch that we're calling internally the Vayne Plus patch. It's the patch that came out after Vayne that contained a few balance changes, most notably Annie's buff. And oh man, that is such a beautiful buff. I play AP whenever they let me, whenever my team lets me, because normally I'm the jungler. Oh, actually that got changed to a Jarvan there at the last minute. Okay.
Indeed.
That works
I think
too.
they're just going to stick Nunu in the jungle and not really worry about a lane Lee Sin. Put Jarvan up top, let him farm up, and, you know, leave Annie in middle. And whoever is going to be babysat by that lower bottom is going to be their ranged carry, I believe. Looking for some AD, and who will it be?
Unless we're going to have a Jarvan Janna lane. I mean, these guys are going to amaze it.
That could work, yeah.
But this is still a very American meta game. I mean, assuming that they run Jarvan top. Oh, there's the Tristana pick.
You're happy.
Yes, I'm happy. He is really good. I mean, honestly, he is probably the best Tristana player right now because nobody else plays her, but also because he's really, really good. And last pick, Sylar again with his amazing jungle Alistar. I called that too. I think I didn't tell you on stream, but I did tell you before the game started against CLG. Sylar is going to jungle Alistar, and it's going to be glorious.
Awesome, very nice. And, you know, that just keeps him on the roam from the beginning. You never know where he is. He's in the jungle. You kind of have an idea of where he's going to be. We did see, I believe it was TSM versus CLG when it was either Elements or St. Vicious running Alistar in the jungle for a round. I think Elements was roaming, St. Vicious is the jungler. So I think they switched up the roles because Elements didn't do too well one game, and they got him top golems. He's stuck in the bush near Baron until he leveled and instantly flashed, pulverized, and headbutt. The first time you see Alistar and he's level 2, and you're like, wait a minute, what? And they just played his levels through the jungle. It was very good. But there goes the AD carry for XAN. So XAN is going to be Vayne.
Vayne Janna on bot lane. That is a very, very powerful bot lane. Vayne is actually an extremely powerful AD carry. One of those AD carries that can actually hold a solo lane, even in the current meta. So you can put Vayne on whatever lane you want, but with a Janna, wow. Just imagine that. The W, the Q, and Janna shield on top of that. There's going to be so much damage. A burst from that is going to be really, really painful. Kevin on the Nidalee is going to shut down any top lane. I don't think Nidalee can lane against Jarvan. I don't know. I'm not that familiar with the American meta, so I don't know how well Jarvan actually does in top lane. But Nidalee is an infamously hard top laner to beat. Brand, of course, perfect mid lane. He is going to be up against an Annie, fire versus fire there. Not much. I'm afraid I don't know that many puns, so you're going to have to do the fire puns this time around. And we're going to have Sona and Tristana bot lane, and I predict pain. That's what I predict coming out of that giant cannon that Tristana carries on the arm.
Yeah, that lane's going to be really good. It's actually going to be Vayne versus Tristana on the bottom, obviously with their supports. And Tristana's going to have a little bit of an edge on that one. You know, Vayne can quickly roll in, get more damage than Tristana would off a regular shot, obviously, getting more crit per the HP being lower. So she's not really going to proc too much of that early game. And I think there's going to be a good amount of harass coming out of the hands of Vayne. However, Tristana could be a little bit more aggressive, knowing that Sona can constantly heal and, you know, give her health back sustainability. And Vayne can kind of just poke back and forth, back up, and let herself regen. Maybe she'll grab some Boots health pot to start off. She has that 600 health in lane. We may see something like that. But we can see her running cleanse, and there's really not many people that can lock her down at this point in time. That may be like a wasted summoner for her, but she does have flash. She does still have her escape, and we'll see, you know, where that cleanse comes into play for this game. Like I said, you know, you could, I guess, cleanse out of a Pulverize or something, or Brand Seer after Conflagration or Pillar. But
I think cleanse is generally a good spell to have. Absolutely, yeah. And one last thing about NIF. NIF are running Sona as their support, and sorry, Game are running Sona on NIF. And this is something that the European teams have told me. They say you can outban a game by banning Sona, because apparently NIF is an amazingly good Sona player, but he's not quite as good on any of the other supports. And apparently the last 3-4 months he's only been training Sona non-stop. And also something that Weevil Failer told me when I spoke to him earlier is that something he really loves about NIF's gameplay as a support is that he is one of the very, very few aggressive supports in Europe. So he's a support that will go in your face and basically lead the charge, even with Tristana behind him. And I would really like to see that. Sona is somebody who can do that with a passive, absolutely. And yeah, I'm going to keep my eyes, I think, mostly on the bot lane here. I want to see how this ends.
No, that's really understanding your character. Like I said before with Alistar when Shushei was playing him, what can you do? How much damage can you take, and understanding the cooldowns of the other players. We're going to get this game going live right now. And here we are as we pop back into the game. Looks like everybody is kind of heading down mid in a line. Looks like they may go straight for each other on this one. Nidalee will stop, and the others will stop. Nunu quickly jumping into that bottom brush there. And we'll have to see what these guys can do for the beginning of the matchup. It looks like they will head over towards their blue. They're just looking on the right side. XAN is looking for a push, a little bit of aggressiveness, maybe catching one off guard as they head down towards Dragon, towards the blue, but it's not going to happen. And Clairvoyant's coming out, and they are able to see as we get the combined Fog of War on that they are a bit blue, and yeah, they're going to do the exact same thing here. They caught Epic off guard.
West Price, yes, but there's no West Price in this game to face check those pushes. Yes, I don't think that they're going to get a fight going here. Let's have a quick look at the items that they're starting with. We see 3 Durance rings on team game, so that's a very aggressive start. The normal start is really boots and 3 pots, which is a, you know, like, I'm going to stay in my lane and I'm going to be all right.
That's what Vayne went with, yep.
Yeah, absolutely. But the 3 Durance rings and 1 Durance blade, that really means they're like, yeah, I'm going to dominate my lane from level 1. You know, if they can, that's absolutely worth it.
You know, and it makes sense too. We see that Tristana, I don't know, going for the damage right off the bat to kind of negate the roll, or the tumble, I should say, that Vayne's going to have. She also has Doran's, so she's going to be able to, you know, help herself sustain a little bit. But having Sona on her, she's really not going to have to worry about hitting minions to get her life back. She can just worry about the last hits and continue to over farm here. They are going to go ahead and obviously steal those raids. Nunu on the consume, able to get that up for himself. Looks like we're going to have Jarvan going up top versus Nidalee. That's very, very common for Nidalee to play a solo lane. Very much so a character that you want to have solo, leveled up very quickly, and she can be a lot of assist in the game as a support and as a damage dealer. So we're going to see going back to their lanes, and yes it is, on bottom it's going to be Sona, or Janna and Vayne, with Sona and Tristana. Mid is Brand versus Annie, a little bit of fire on fire there. And as I said before,
look at that NIF already being aggressive.
Wow, wow, damage. The E coming out of Tristana, just kind of harassing Vayne right there. So much damage as well from Sona. Sona obviously grabbing a ward at 2 pots and that revive.
That's exactly what I was waiting for from NIF. He just goes there. He just goes in the face. And Nunu is already invading at level 2. Obviously, that is what Nunu needs to do. Otherwise, he's just not